Howdy do, buckaroos. Welcome back to the channel. Very first things, I just want to thank you guys for all your subscriptions, all your watching my videos and everything. We have officially crested 1,000 subscribers. As of this recording, we're at 1,060, which is just insane to me. I love it. So I just wanted to thank you guys first and foremost. Second of all, I know I haven't posted a video in a minute, but I've been fighting an issue with the Racetruck here. I've been fighting a prime issue with the fuel system with that belt-driven mechanical pump. Sometimes it would be good, fired up, park it overnight, fired up, it'd fire up the next morning. Sometimes it wouldn't start. Sometimes you could park it outside for 3 days and it would fire right up. But I've just been fighting issues like that, and what I'm gonna do first thing this morning is I got a hold of Power Driven, and they very graciously just sent another Predator, because if you guys remember in my first startup video, the pump was actually leaking fuel out of the back of it when I was trying to prime it for that first startup. So I called them and talked to them about it, and was wondering if it was a check valve issue or anything like that, which I ended up taking the check valve apart. Everything was good there, and they decided to just send over another pump. We're going to swap that out in case the O-ring on the back of the pump was compromised from it leaking in the first place. And then what we are also going to do is replace the injector return lines, the little rubber lines. These braided guys right here. We are actually going to be replacing those on the driver's side. I actually did the passenger side when I put the motor in, and I ran out of my extra injector return line that I had, but I got some more here, and I think that might be my issue. Just I didn't replace them all, and just from the vibrations and ripping it around, you can kind of see some of them getting wet. So we are gonna replace them on the driver's side, so we have all fresh lines. Gonna put a new pump on it real quick, get all my fittings swapped over, and that'll be that as far as the fuel system goes. We are also, I need to fix a transmission fluid leak. The dipstick tube seal is leaking a little bit, so I got to figure that out. That might turn out to be fun because I put solid motor mounts in it, so it's going to kind of be a pain to get that tube right in the exact place I need it to be. But got to address that. The belt tensioner is kind of causing a ruckus. It's getting pretty squeaky, so I might see if it's the pulley or just the tensioner. I have another one, so we will address that. And then I think we're going to run over to Home Depot or Parker, which is a local fitting store we have, and get the fittings to plumb this water to air, guys, and we will start getting that done. But we are in a big time crunch now because we have a big local race in 2 weeks here in town. It's called the Streetcar Invasion, August 18th and 19th, and as of this recording, today is the today is the 5th, so that gives me right at 2 weeks, for 13 days to get this thing ready to go racing. So that's why I'm here on a Saturday. We're going to try and bust everything out. I might even come down tomorrow on a Sunday, see if I can bust even more out, get to putting drive shaft loops on it, things like that. Like I said, I would like to have been a lot further and maybe even have some race content for you guys by now, but I've just been fighting this fuel issue like crazy, and it's just a pain to get the thing reprimed every time. You have to unbolt the pump completely, put a drill on the front of it, get it spun up, and then re-put the pump back on, and finally after dealing with busy weekends and my daughter's 3rd birthday, finally got a free weekend. Alright guys, sorry about the quick pause, but as I was saying, finally got a free weekend. We are going to start tearing into this thing. I think I covered most of it. The fuel pump, injector return lines, I addressed the squawk and tensioner, the shoot, I already forgot. Oh, water to air, that's a big one. Drive shaft loops, transmission dipstick, and we need to plumb the nitrous. That's a big one, which isn't, I guess, a necessity to racing, but it's a necessity to racing. We're going to get the nitrous system on this thing. Undecided if I'm going to do how many kits. I have enough for 3 kits of nitrous. I highly doubt this thing will hold that much, but maybe on a big old dyno schmack I'll put 3 kits on it and just spray and pray. But yeah, I'm gonna start getting this fuel pump ripped off and we're gonna get that replaced. Let's go from there. Alright, so I tried to make this as easy as possible to remove and install in case I had to do it with the track or anything like that. So you only need 3 tools to do it. A 10mm wrench to get these bolts. There's a 13mm nut under it, but once you break this top bolt loose with the 10mm wrench, you can hold the nut on the bottom with your finger, spin the bolt out. And then over here, for the guys that didn't watch the original video, this is a hex head or Allen head bolt, fine thread, and it is a 10mm Allen as well. So I have a 10mm ball Allen that just makes it easy to fish through all these power steering lines, get right to it, boom, 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 loosen that, and that is my tensioner. So that's that. And then of course the fuel lines at the bottom are just a 3/4 inch wrench. So let's get to taking this off. Sorry about that. Figured I'd grab a drain pan in case it dribbles out any. I haven't tried to start it today, so I don't know if it held prime overnight last night or not, but we're just gonna replace everything and start fresh. Forgive me if you guys can't see this part down here, which I guess come down here for a second. So those 2 fittings right here, this is the out of the pump. That's why it has the check valve on it with the arrow. That is what supplies fuel to the injection pump through this way. And then the hose, that's kind of a pain to see. This one right here, this fitting, is the inlet that comes from the fuel filters right here and right here. So just a 3/4 here, 3/4 here, and that's everything down here. And then we'll get back up there, do the 10 mils. There you can kind of peek around and see that 10mm fine thread Allen bolt that we will get out, and then the pump's off. Simple, super simple. So I'm gonna prop this back up and then bust these 2 off, and we'll go from there. Now forgive me, you guys are literally balancing on the radiator and the upper radiator hose. Guess it'd help if I grabbed the right size wrench. I lied to you guys, it's a 7/8 wrench. There we go. And leaking out a little bit of fuel. It looks like it might have held prime. Alright, so now what we do, take our ball Allen 10mm, come at it this way. And once you break that loose, you can reach down in, spin it out a ways. And as you guys can see, this bracket kind of has an angle built into it right here. That is by design, so when the bolt tightens it, it naturally wants to bend the pump this way to counteract the force of the belt trying to pull the pump this way. So that way it just kind of keeps the pump and the belt in line. And of course, if you have any more questions about that, you can watch the video where I built the bracket and installed it, and I explained it a little bit more in depth. So, loosen up this first one. Like I said, if you just hold the 13 mil, or if you hold the 10 and spin the 13 off. Here's one. Whoa, that knocked you guys over. There we go. So now that those are loose, as you can see, the belt has a little bit of tension in it. Slide it right off. So now we will take this the rest of the way off. Nope, there it is. And the pump comes right out. Whole assembly. Alright, so got the pump out. Here's the new pump. As you can see, we're gonna have to swap fittings over because these come with a -6 or a 3/8. Oh, stay there. A 3/8 barb right here, and mine is all set up for 1/2 inch plus the check valve. So we're gonna swap the bracket over, swap the fittings over, and then gonna take this acorn nut off because under here is the fuel pressure adjustment. And we're going to crank that bad Larry up, of course. And then we're going to slap this guy back in. And then we will address the injector return lines. And then we will decide what to tackle from there. Alright, so it would have been kind of a pain because I had to have both hands down in there to adjust the fuel pressure nut on the side and mount the hoses and get the pump mounted and tightened and the belt straight. So I just went ahead and put everything together, got all my lines replaced, got it reprimed. This sucker should be ready to fire up. So we're gonna give her a good old college try here. Key on. Make sure our injection pump toggle on the right is on for fuel shut off. Give her a little good morning, little kiss. Just a little sniff. It was starting to show fuel pressure. Not bad for priming up a new system. Had air in all those injectors and everything. As you guys can hear, that tensioner is just squawking away. Not bad for first startup in the morning. See if we can see any visible leaks while it's running. I'd say it looks good, no leaks so far. She's an angry one. And you know what? While we're here, let's test out the NHRA kill switch. That works like a charm. Now let's see if it fires back up. That's the test. So since I killed it back here, my toggle is still going to be on. Fires up better than stock. Look at that. I'll take it. And then, of course, you shut it off here with the key. Truck stays running because shut off switch is right here. Just like that. Alright guys, so sounds amazing. Everything went just the way I thought it would. Sorry if it was too loud to hear me while I was kind of checking the engine over, but I was just looking for leaks, things like that, make sure everything was good, make sure belt wasn't all wobbly or crooked or anything like that. But so far so good, no leaks, fires right up. That was a pretty good startup. It's really hard and it's kind of deceiving with these belt driven mechanical pumps, because during cranking they don't spin the belt pumps very fast, so that first initial prime, it kind of looks like it's a no start and turd, but it's just getting all the air out, especially with me changing injector return lines, everything like that. Just getting all the air out of the system. These mechanical pumps are very picky, being belt driven or gear driven, kind of like a Waterman or a Peterson or anything like that. And like electronic pump, when you key it on, it primes itself, so it a lot of times will hide a fuel leak, especially in the return system, because it primes itself up and fires up. These belt driven ones, you will find a leak, especially in the return system, very quick, because they don't prime themselves until you're already cranking the motor over. And again, like I said, they don't spin very fast doing so it takes them a minute to prime up. So that's why I got this guy. I got this guy with the 4mm Allen on it, because that fits inside this guy. And as you guys saw in the first startup video, you just put that in there, spin it up like that, and you can audibly hear it change when the pump primes up. It'll go wee, and you can feel the torque in the drill grab, and that's when you know it picked up prime. This pump with that drill, it picked up prime like that. So this pump, you'd have to fight it 30 seconds, 60 seconds to get it to prime. This one, I swear to you, 2 seconds. Pull the trigger, 1 Mississippi, 2, boom, primed up. So I have a lot of faith in this, that pump is going to be the fix to my problems, that and the return lines. So I'm super excited for that. And as you guys seen, I killed it with the kill switch in the back, came back up here, 1 revolution, this thing bumped right off, ready to party. It starts super well. Very impressed. And it only ran for what, 30 seconds maybe. Turned it off, and again, no glow plugs in this truck. They're in there, but they're serving as hole plugs right now. No wiring to them, nothing. It bumped right off. 1 little poof of smoke, runs super clean. The classic diesel design pump is treating me just fine. There they are. Gotta rip the boys, of course. Any of your pump needs, any stuff like that, get a hold of them boys, Classic Diesel Designs. Tell them I sent you. Shameless plug. That was one big part of this thing. It was honestly kind of discouraging to do all this cool one-off stuff, and it just fights you, but that's kind of part of it. I mean, it didn't take me 5 years to build this thing, and I'm not going to let a little fuel pump kick my butt. So here we are. Hopefully that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and we got her fixed. So I'm kind of torn on what to do next. I either have to run and grab some fittings. We could do water to air. I got to take the charger pipe off. We could do nitrous. There's a few things. I could put it on the lift, which is what I probably should do, and try and fix this tranny dipstick tube leak. But that's not really going to be good video content because it's way up under the truck, and there might be a few curse words and wrenches thrown, so I don't know if you guys want to watch that. But the nitrous stuff will be cool. The water to air is going to be super cool, which I think I might run and go get parts for that and put this thing on the lift so I could fix the tranny dipstick. We could do water to air, and we can do nitrous plumbing. But I might kind of separate this out into other videos so it's not a big long jibber jabber of a bunch of different stuff spread around. That way if you guys want to watch individual parts of each thing, whether it's fuel system, nitrous, intercooler, things like that, you're not having to dig through big long videos to find parts of it. So I think I'm going to cut this video off here. I'd bet a silver dollar we got the fuel prime issue fixed on this thing. We won't know for sure until tomorrow or maybe even Monday, but I think we got her nailed, boys. So I think I'm gonna cut the video here. Like I said in the beginning, thank you guys so much. Over 1,000 subscribers. I didn't think it would happen. I didn't think enough people would like this old turd of a tractor, but you guys are coming along for the ride, and I really appreciate it. I'm in the works of getting some t-shirts made with the truck on it, now that it's kind of in its how it's gonna look for a while, with the stance, the tires, everything like that, and we are gonna go from there. But I will let you guys know about maybe hats and shirts. That'll be cool. And you just got me speechless, guys. I really appreciate it. So if you can, if you're not already, if you're not one of those 1,060, please like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, this video wasn't super cool, but it's just one of those things that's been fighting me. One of the reasons why I haven't been able to get you guys a video here as of lately. But I'm hoping we got that fixed. We got a race coming up in 13 days. We're gonna hammer down and get to it. So thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video very soon.